Meditation can be tricky for a lot of people. Some people just don't enjoy the idea of that word or practice or find it really difficult. Some people love it. I'm a big fan. And I just want to encourage you to give this a try and see how you feel. I'll be guiding you through it. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. And you don't have to sit still and hold on. So I just want to let you know that that's where we're going to begin. And in order to do so, I want to go through some seating options. So I happen to have a really lovely little meditation bench, which I'm sure you can find like versions online. I kind of sit on it like this, and then it elevates my bum off my heels, and it just gives me a really nice kind of upright position. The idea with a meditation position is that we elevate the hips above the knees. That's and so that we can support the spine, and that's pretty much the goal. So there are a lot of ways to do that. A meditation bench or chair is one way. A simple pillow is another, and you don't have to sit on your heels like this. It's kind of can only last so long without a bench or a chair like that. Another way to sit is with a pillow propped up, and you can see that my knees are still a bit high here. So a nice thing to do is to fold the pillow maybe in half, get the knees a little higher, and maybe that's not even enough. Maybe I need a yoga block or another pillow, or if I can come into a wider position with my feet and my knees, that feels a little better. But we want to make sure we're not slouched and we're not striving and efforting a lot with our spine. So finding a place that we actually feel comfortable. I love to also, you can put the pillow up against the wall and then lean back just a little bit and have your back supported on the wall. There's no need to have meditation be a strain and a stress physically on the body. My meditation practice actually changed immensely when I started meditating in a chair. I was suffering from debilitating, horrible, chronic back pain every day. And I loved to meditate, but I could never sit. And once someone told me, I was like, well, why don't you just try sitting in a chair? I was like, you're allowed to do that? You know? That changed my entire practice. So sit in a chair, sit against the wall, prop up your hips a bit with some support. And even if you like, you can just lay down. You can lay down with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, or in a kind of fully reclined Shavasana position. The only thing that it happens with meditation when laying down often is that we have a tendency to doze off, kind of lose concentration, or even fall asleep. And that's not really our goal. It's totally fine if that happens, and my belief is always then that's just what the body needs at that moment. But that's not really where we're trying to go in our meditation practice. So if you need a moment to pause the video and gather a prop or a chair or just set yourself up, please feel free to do so before we move into our meditation. Okay, so I am going to set myself up just with my little meditation stool. Find my seat. And you can come to find your seat as well. Something that feels both restful and supportive. That's kind of the beautiful balance in a meditation posture. A seat where we kind of naturally can sink into. And I'll guide you through that. I also love to have a pillow in my lap and then place my hands on the pillow, and it just creates, again, a little bit of support for my hands and my arms. So, deep breath. Eyes can just be soft to start. Let's take a few breaths in and out. through the nose. You can emphasize the exhalations, lengthening through the exhale. And this breath, let's take in through the nose and release through the mouth. If the eyes want to gently close, they can do so. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, simply keep the gaze soft and open, not looking at any one object. Exhale. Beautiful. We're just arriving into space, arriving into a sense of presence and awareness. Each exhalation is an invitation to soften into yourself. We're just observing the breath in its natural rhythm. Maybe the sensation of the belly rising and falling is what draws our attention. Or perhaps it's the cool air on the tip of the nostril as we inhale. There's no right or wrong sense of focus here. We're simply allowing ourselves to settle into our seat of presence. Let the eyes and the forehead soften. Let go of any holding or tension in the jaw, in the shoulders, in the spine. And invite gravity to pour down through you, through the top of the head, into the brainstem, cervical spine, in the neck, and trickling down the entirety of the spine, bringing a nice sense of weightiness and ease into the entire body. And then let that weightiness begin to fill and pour into your hips, into your pelvic bowl, into your sit bones. This is our rooted seat. This is the space from which we connect to the ground, to a sense of ground. We feel the support of our seat and the earth beneath us. And through that connection and support, we're able to come into our own center. with each exhalation, we just continue again and again to soften into that seat. Slowly, we take stock of the inhalation and this sense of rising and lengthening through the body. We can imagine a string attached to the very tip and top of the head. And we're just being suspended from that string effortlessly. So there's a sense of being held perfectly upright, but without any strain or effort. And this takes practice. So we're simply making room for the possibility of that experience. With each breath, inviting that sense of ease and effortlessness. Enjoying this connection to the earth and connection to something greater than ourselves. And we exist between that. And this is the space of stillness. Let go of any tension through the exhalation. Drop the shoulders. Drop the thinking mind. Not by pushing it away and resisting it, but by letting everything melt. We soften our edges. We let go of any tight grips. We simply observe the sounds around us. The sensation of the air on our skin and the clothes on our back. Perhaps any smells in the air or even tastes on the tongue. And there's no need to push anything away. Instead, we're inviting in. And perhaps if we can, if we view something or hear something that feels distracting, maybe we can just smile at that and allow it to be what it is. If the eyes are closed, can gently begin to simply flutter the eyelids open, maybe a third of the way, halfway, and eventually all the way, maintaining this sensation of open observation and ease as the visual world pours back in. Maybe we take a breath to acknowledge coming back to space, coming back to the context of the environment we're in and occupying. And maybe just take from this place of stillness a gentle scan of your surroundings through the eyes. You can turn the head right and left, just scanning your space with a sense of newfound discovery. And letting your environment and the details of your space pour into your awareness. Moving very slowly, very gently. I always like to hold a sense of gratitude for my space, for the space that holds me, wherever it is that I am. So perhaps a little internal thank you for this space. And we're coming back to here, coming back to this body. And if you need